Hey everybody, third time's a charm. Good afternoon. Bob DiGiacomo, Bermuda Bob, Leadership and Intentional Growth Coaching. As always, I'm coming to you from beautiful and sunny Bermuda, although that's just the mindset right now because it's overcast and balmy. But you know, it's always beautiful and sunny in Bermuda because it's a mindset. Today I'm going to be speaking to you about ladders. Ladders. Now, if you're just focusing on climbing the ladder, not only make sure that the ladder is up against the right wall, but be sure to connect as well. And while you're doing that, make sure the rungs are secure and that you don't step on anyone going up. I don't know if you're like me, but I grew up very competitive in my life. I had to be the best, and I had, to a degree, this led to a jealous streak in me as well. But no matter how many times I heard the scripture about blessed are those who humble themselves, for they shall be exalted, I was more on the exalt part and less on the humble part. So as you can guess, this could wear thin on people sometimes, which would prove to be very humbling every once in a while. Now, just because I was the leader did not mean that I was indeed the leader or even a leader. And John Maxwell has always said to turn around, kind of look behind you once in a while and see who's actually following you. And unfortunately, it took me a while to realize that being the first one up to the top of the ladder without connecting with people along the way would indeed be a waste of time, let alone energy. But let me not steer you wrong. It is important to climb the ladder, and it is natural, and it is in your DNA to do so. We tend to be aggressive and initiate that which others tend to ignore, and it's just that you need to connect as well. I know I've mentioned connection a few times, but without connection, you do not gain your team's allegiance. And we could go into the 5 levels of leadership, etc., from position on up to pinnacle. But if you don't connect, don't even worry about the 5 levels of leadership. Your leadership will be undermined. And most importantly, those who have been climbed over will seek and look for another opportunity to take you down. So what changed me? Suffice to say that I had an attitude change. I learned that my attitude determines my altitude. Now, is that just me? I'm not going to point any fingers, because if I point a finger, there's 3 more coming back at me. And I'm not ashamed to admit that I was indeed the one that could have had the attitude. I've since learned through my disc profile that I'm a very high C. And there are times that you get an attitude because you shut down, because you think you're not getting all the information that you need. And quite frankly, I was actually considered to be a good leader by many. But they thought like me. And to agree, they also acted like me. So I'm going to ask you, which type of leader are you? Do you even consider yourself to be a leader? I want you to look in the mirror. Not right now, of course. And I want you to remember, perhaps you've seen that picture of the kitten looking in the mirror, but seeing the lion looking back. So I want to ask you, are you a climber or are you a connector? And there are some points I want you to ponder. First off, climbers think vertical. Connectors think horizontal. Climbers focus on position. Connectors focus on relationships. Climbers value competition. Connectors value cooperation. Climbers seek power. Connectors seek partnerships. Climbers build their image. Connectors build consensus. Climbers want to stand apart. Connectors want to stand together. Now, this topic deserves really a great deal of discussion, and I would certainly look forward to having that discussion with you. In fact, I'd love to have a masterclass and have you sit in on it, and we can talk about that. But remember, climbing without connecting is dangerous. And connecting without climbing is, well, it's also dangerous. So we need to climb, we need to connect. Now I want to just give you an acronym for the word ladder. Now play this over as many times as you need to so that you can get this down. But L stands for look at the speaker. Meanings are not in words, but in people. A stands for ask questions. This is the quickest way to become a listener. The first D stands for don't interrupt. It's just as rude to step on people's ideas as it is to step on their toes. The second D stands for don't change the subject. Listening is wanting to hear. The E stands for emotions. Check your emotions. In fact, sometimes you may need to check your emotions at the door. Leaders must keep current of the undercurrents, for emotions create a storm which will cause others to back away. And finally, the R stands for responsive listening. When people feel that their leader no longer listens or responds, guess what? They will go somewhere else. Guess what? They will look to take their ladder and go climb some other wall. Guess what? They're not part of your team. So that's it for today, talking about ladders. And I'd love to hear from you, BermudaBob@me.com or intentionalgrowth@icloud.com. Let's chat. Let's have a discovery meeting. Can only help you to make sure that we put that ladder up against the right wall and that somebody is holding that ladder so you don't fall. All the best for now. That's it. Make it a great, wonderful, significant day, and I will see you soon. And be on the lookout for my next podcast, which I'm about to publish, and it'll be right there on the Facebook page somewhere. Look forward to speaking to you again, Bermuda Bob and Intentional Growth Leadership. And I will be coming to you from beautiful and sunny Bermuda. Bye-bye.